Welcome to the first video in the educational series of the New Leaf Initiative. The initiative aims to improve educational standards in government schools in the district of Bandipora in Jammu and Kashmir. I am Jigyasa, and in this video I will take you through some strategies to develop the students' writing skills through story starters and story plannings. This can be effectively used by teachers teaching grade 4 to 9. So coming back to our objective of developing the writing skills, we have two major key points in our objective. One is story starters and the other is story planning. Now what is story starter and what exactly story planning means? Story starters are essentially the writing prompts which can be used by children to write their stories. And story planning is simply a step-by-step guide for the children to make their story prompts into full-fledged narratives. So coming to story starters, the point of using story starters is that the children won't come up with the excuse about, I don't know what to write about. So story starters, exercises and prompts, they're all parts of the same thing. They are pieces of information, maybe one or two sentences or a paragraph designed specifically to help you find an opening into the story. The best thing about using a story starter to get you writing is that you can't ditch it quite easily and simply try another one if one is not working out for you. So same goes for your children. They can't ditch the writing by saying that I don't know what to write about. So another advantage of using story starters is that it's very difficult to write when you're sitting just with your thoughts. So simply getting to some examples of story starters. She heard tapping on the window, and then the child can further write the story. Or he placed it in his pocket, turned and ran, and the student can further write the story. Now what needs to be kept in mind for using story starters is that if you have a class which has children of differentiated learning levels, you need to give them story starters according to their level. Now your story starters can be based on your needs and more importantly the needs of your children. We're providing you the links of some story starters which you can use in your classrooms right below this video. Now we're done with story starters and let us move to another key point of our objective today, story planning. Now story planning. Story planning is essentially a set of steps which the kids can use to build up their stories and make full-fledged narratives. So the first part of your story planning will be opening. Definitely the kids need to tell about the setting, the characters, and then they need to set the mood for the story. Then they move on to the second step, which is called the build-up. Now, the build-up consists of events which will finally lead to a problem. Now, any story is not complete without the problem, so that brings us to our third step, which is dilemma or the problem. Now, what are the events that cause the dilemma came in the build-up, and now we have the real dilemma, that what was the problem which was caused due to the following events which happened in the build-up. Now the next step is resolution. Resolution means everything is sorted out, the dilemma is gone and everything is fine now. And it will lead to the very next step, which is ending. Ending should focus on what are the lessons learned and how the characters have changed throughout the story. Now this is a very easy 5-step plan which can be implemented by children to write stories once they are given some story starters, which are the writing prompts. That brings us to the end of story planning. Under this video, you will find links to printables which you can give to your children or even make on the board so that children can follow this 5-step sequence to writing a story. We already know how important writing is for students to express themselves and also to achieve the goals that they've set for themselves. I hope you will be able to use the story writing plan in your classrooms and see brilliant results. Do tell us about it and go have fun in your classrooms. That's all we have for today. Thank you very much.